Good morning from Raleigh, North Carolina. At least that's around the time I am recording this. Um, I recently saw a meme. Matter of fact, I saw the meme yesterday. One of my Facebook friends had posted it, um, and it went like this. The Constitution actually says you can legally overthrow your government if they are tyrannical. If they are tyrannical. Um, Folks, I am not a constitutional expert. I am not a legal expert. I don't really, focus on constitutional history, although I will say chapter 1 of my dissertation does talk a great deal about the Constitution and how my particular person approached it, David James McCord of South Carolina. But let me help you. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say anything like that. Okay, look, I want to read from it, but I can't because it's not in there. Okay, but folks, don't get too pumped up about, the first, if you will, meme that you see. Okay, don't do that. Okay, I want you to think about, and I did that because my baby girl is here. She will likely video bomb this thing. But at any rate, what are you trying to get? Get a pair? Here, you got it? Good.
I got it scanned too.
Yes, you did. Okay. So anyway, look, it's not in there, people. Okay, I'm telling you straight off. It is not in there. Matter of fact, to the opposite. Okay. So you may or may not know the first article, right? First article talks about the legislature. Second article talks about the executive branch. The third article, which should be a whole lot bigger, I don't know why they did that, but the third article talks about the judicial. Well, after that, you have the fourth article. Now, Article 4, Section 4, explains several things to you. One, that you have a Republican form of government. We could probably talk about that later. But two, small R Republican. But two, that the federal government has the right to protect you against foreign threats and also domestic threats. Matter of fact, the president, in absence of Congress, can protect you from quote unquote domestic violence. Now, we're not talking about husband-wife squabbles or anything like that. What we're talking about is someone creating, if you will, a riot. Someone decides to make a rebellion. So, for example, the Shades Rebellion that came about in 1786. If you will, the Whiskey Rebellion, which will happen later. I want to say 1794. Correct me if I'm wrong. But at any rate, that's what they're talking about. And that implies to someone trying to overthrow the government. Don't do that. Now, I can also tell you probably where this person did this. You know, don't you? Or if you don't, I'll let you know. What likely happened, what definitely happened, was that they mistook the Constitution for what? The Declaration of Independence, which talks about during times of tyranny, that a country can overthrow, the yoke of its oppressor, that it can overthrow a tyrannical government. Now, folks, the Constitution, is a set of bylaws and provisions. They are not going to tell you that, oh, by the way, if you personally feel that these bylaws and provisions are to your suiting, not to your liking, you can totally disregard them. We've had attempts at this, right? Nullification, for example, secession. The question always becomes, well, who's the arbiter of the action, right? The Constitution actually says you can overthrow your government if they're tyrannical. Well, who determines if they're tyrannical? Right? There's a number of things that happen, in our government that I don't personally agree with, during politics, depending upon who's in charge. And maybe sometimes if it's a person I like in charge. Does my disapproval of this particular action constitute tyranny? All right. Don't do it. Don't. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are not the same thing. Okay, they're different documents with different purposes. Okay, the Declaration of Independence is in no means a constitution, right? Do you think that the people during the Revolutionary War used the Declaration of Independence as a governing document? No, rather what they wound up using, well, to what limit to degree that they could use it, was Articles of Confederation. There's some question about that because it wasn't completely ratified. But anyway, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution are not the same thing. Don't for a moment think that the federal Constitution gives you the right to overthrow the government it represents. All right, take care and goodbye.